Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to JoyNews Today. I am Emefa Akosi-Adati. The bulletin is live from our studios here in Kokomlemle, Accra. We're also live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. Coming up this afternoon, lawyers of Ken Ofori-Atta dare special prosecutor to place their client on a wanted list as threatened as they informed the OSP. Ken Ofori-Atta cannot be present for the scheduled physical interrogation.
Have changed, and Ken would thus not be unable to be physically present today for any such interview.
We have details as Special Prosecutor Kesi Ejabin uncovers a corruption scheme at GES involving fake schools and fabricated appointments.
We cannot enhance access to education and healthcare for women based on the way we are fighting corruption now.
Also in this bulletin, applications to vary bail conditions for New Patriotic Party's Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Enchiboisiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, withdrawn. Details as his lawyers make final attempts to secure his release from Yoko custody. And as well a little later, nurses in limbo over directive to wear red armbands as first step in a series of intended actions before total withdrawal of services on Friday, June 9. We've got these plus business, sports and showbiz in this package. JoyNews, independent, fearless and credible. Please stay for details. Thank you for choosing us this afternoon. First, sources close to former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta have confirmed that he will not be physically present in Ghana today to appear before the special prosecutor as previously agreed, daring the special prosecutor to, quote, do the worst. This, they explain, is due to unexpected deterioration in his health. A position New Patriotic Party's Director of Legal Affairs, Frank Davis, says this has been officially communicated to the OSP by Mr. Ofori-Atta's legal team along with accompanying medical report. While alerting the Human Rights Court, he spoke on Joy SMS today.
With somebody's medical challenge, he doesn't determine it. If I tell you that I'll come and see you tomorrow, and just on the brink of tonight, I suffer a casualty, would you see me tomorrow? I mean, why should it be so difficult for people to understand that the person involved has a health challenge? This was known long before these charges were prepared against him. Who didn't know that Ken was not well? So if his medical circumstances have changed, he should disregard that and come to Ghana because of what? Why should people be suggesting that Ken is running away?
Now, the OSP gives us the indication that if Ken doesn't appear today, he'll be put back on the list. And this case is also in court. How do you think today's issues are going to affect whatever is going to happen on the 18th of June in court?
But being a lawyer and with the same circumstance, which has been brought to his attention and also brought to the attention of him, and he himself has put it out there that the matter has been adjourned 18th of June for a reason. How can he do a U-turn and decide that he's going to declare him a wanted person or put him on the red alert list? We should go ahead and do that. And when he does that, we also know what to do. We cross that bridge. I don't understand what the indecent case is all about. And this razzmatazz, putting things out on social media and all that to take all the impression.
Meanwhile, Special Prosecutor Kesi Ejabin has reviewed alarming corruption practices within the Ghana Education Service, including the payment of salaries to non-existent teachers, issuance of fake appointment letters, and fraudulent claims on educational facilities. Speaking at the West African Regional Anti-Corruption Policy Dialogue in Accra, Mr. Jabin said the OSP is currently investigating the GES and other sectors over what he described as unbelievable and evolving forms of corruption that directly undermine public education.
We cannot enhance access to education and healthcare for women based on the way we are fighting corruption now. The theories are not bearing out what we are encountering on the ground. The theories do not match the practice. Corrupt actors are becoming very ingenious if you preface it with this. We can only do this in respect of our assigned tasks if we reimagine the way we are fighting corruption. If we reconceptualize the fight against corruption and ground it in a functionally specific way and not based on theoretical constructs. Functionally specific way, I mean, in our context now. How do we fight corruption and address the problem in such a way that education of the girl, healthcare to the females would be well founded? That is what I mean. And it is upon this that last week the Office of the Special Prosecutor made proposals to the Constitution Review Committee for constitutional reforms.
Now, Collins Frimpong was at this event and joins us with more. Collins, so tell me, did the OSP speak about the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, at all?
So, MFR, the OSP was a special guest to the event. That's the opening of the West Africa Anti-Corruption Regional Policy Dialogue that is currently being held at the Alisa Hotel in Accra here. And we try to find out from him on the issues concerning the OSP and that of the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, because right after his speech, he didn't speak on that particular issue. So we try to find out from him. And what he made us to understand is that he is currently not going to respond to any issues, any questions regards to that. But he is having a press conference today, immediately after 5 p.m. today. That's where he's going to address all concerns about the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, whether he is going to be reinstated as a fugitive or the Office of the Special Prosecutor is going to declare him as a wanted person and order that the Interpol should find a way to extradite him into the country. So after 5 p.m. today, we will get to know from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. That's good to know. So about this fraudulent act, he says that he's been uncovering at GES. Did he put any figure, any amount, anything, and what's any progress with that? Right. On that particular one, he didn't give any figure on the current investigations that they are having. But what he made us to understand is that last week there was an issue confronting some of these things within the Ghana Education Service, and the Office of the Special Prosecutor was able to retrieve about 106,000 Ghana cedis from this issue, which is benefiting this state. But he mentioned that our focus shouldn't be on the money that they are recovering, but the fight against the corruption is what is important, because he made us understand that there are some people, officers within the Ghana Education Service, that are even going round with signature from the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, forging documents and also trying to provide accommodation and also appointment for other people. So that should be the focus rather than the money. Beyond the money and the corruption bits, he didn't mention whether or not there are any arrests whatsoever. Not yet. He didn't state anything like that at the moment. All right, Collins, thank you so much for bringing us updates. And we look forward to that 5 p.m. press conference. But you're watching JoyNews Today. And away from that, the application seeking to vary bail conditions for New Patriotic Party's Ashanti Regional Chairman, Bernard Enchibuesiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, has been withdrawn nearly 1 week in Yoko custody over allegations of fraud, money laundering, and causing financial loss to the state, as well as a separate probe linked to international organized crime. We'll speak to the lawyer who has withdrawn the application in a bit, but Michael Ashale is at the Yoko headquarters and joins us with more updates. Michael, what can you report?
We are currently at the headquarters of Iyoko, where Chairman Wontumi is still held with these investigative arm of government. Now, we know that at least as of Friday, Chairman Wontumi, who had been arrested about 4 days prior to Friday, was being held, and he had given 50 million Ghana cedis bail with 2 sureties. As of Friday evening, we're told by the lawyer for Chairman Wontumi, Andy Apiakubi, that Brian Champon, who is a staunch member of the MPP, had stepped in to guarantee the sureties and also the bail conditions. And so on Friday, Chairman Wontumi should have been set free. However, there was a court case that had been filed by members of the MPP, and that made it impossible for Chairman Wontumi to be set free. What we have been told that court case now, which was an impediment, has now been withdrawn. And that only means that there's nothing standing in the way between Chairman Wontumi and his freedom from Iyoko, at least as we know it. And a few moments ago, lawyer Andy Apiakubi was outside here, and the crowd that were here were chanting and roaring, chanting and hailing at him with expectations that Chairman Wontumi in a few moments will appear behind those doors. We expect, and that is the expectation from everybody here, that with the court case gone, Andy Apiakubi, not Andy Apiakubi, but Chairman Wontumi will be set free. There are individuals in that crowd that have come all the way from the Ashanti region for the very first time to ensure that they take Chairman Wontumi back home. I'll be speaking to Professor Domako, who is also the Ashanti regional MPP national organizer, who tells me that that is the only reason they are here and nothing else. They will not compromise on their demands, and that's exactly what they want. Or try to get a few words from some of these people that have traveled all the way from the Ashanti region and have come all the way here. Bossman, who's free Ashanti region or
Yes. I'm the communicator for the party at the regional level.
At the regional level?
Yes, at the regional level.
Particularly you, why are you here?
I'm here because of Chairman Wontumi. I'm here because of Chairman Wontumi. From Ashanti region, communication team member, regional communication team member. So it's my chairman. So that's the main reason why I'm here. So I'm here because of Chairman.
But you weren't here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? When you heard the news that Chairman Wontumi has been arrested by Iyoko as well, how did you take that news?
In fact, when I heard the news, in fact, my heart was broken. A whole chairman Wontumi. I was so sad. So today I decided to come to this place to see Chairman Wontumi. And thank be to God, I came here to wave us. So that one is a plus to us.
You saw him?
Yes, I saw him. We're here that you wave us. So Chairman Wontumi, I think today there's an improvement. Because I think last week when our former vice president came here,
Well, this is JoyNews Today. You want to stay with us as Michael is on ground and will bring us everything that will happen at the Iyoko headquarters. But let's now speak to Gary Numaku, who put in the application to vary the bail condition and has subsequently withdrawn the same. Good afternoon, and thank you for making time for us on JoyNews Today. And so you'd want to confirm to us if indeed you have withdrawn the application.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes. Application to vary the bail condition has been discontinued.
Okay. Thank you for that confirmation. Now, what does this mean to the entire process? On Friday, his lawyer said that, well, because of this application, he's unable to take his client home, or the bail conditions will still be on hold. Does that mean?
Let me state without fear of contradiction. That statement made by lawyer Andy Apiakubi is legally untenable. It is baseless. It has no legal basis. An application to vary a bail condition is not an injunction order to hold the process. This was only a fallback clause to ensure that in the event that the bail does not go through, it can be taken to court for the court to vary the terms as imposed by Iyoko. So someone is saying that this application stall the process or alter the process for the bail execution is disingenuous. There's no force of law. Because if indeed the conditions as put down by Iyoko have been met on Friday, all they ought to have done was to have bail bond for Chairman Wontumi to go home. Every lawyer knows, a year one lawyer knows that variation application is not an injunction application. So that statement that he made, MFA, it has no force of law and it should be discarded.
Why do you think he was motivated to make such statements, though?
Well, he can explain that. Because if you say that the conditions were met on Friday at 8 p.m., at that time, why did they go and verify the documentation of the surety? Did they go to Lands Commission at 8 o'clock, at 8 p.m.? Did they go there? Were the documents verified? Were evaluations done? So you see, if you couldn't do or meet the conditions, just say that we couldn't meet the conditions. But to say that the application for variation has frustrated the bail application or the bail execution, to say the least, is disingenuous.
Ms. Animako, what does this entire process mean to you as a political party, especially because you lead the team at the legal level? What does this really mean? And where do we draw the line where the party wants the original chairman to be released from custody vis-a-vis his personal lawyers as well? Where do we draw the line? And what does it mean for you as a political party?
Well, when Chairman Wontumi comes out, the party leadership will engage him. And we will assess the entire case as whether the case is a party case or the case is a personal case. At this stage, there is little known about this case. Very little known about this. Yeah. We don't know where the investigation has reached. We don't know the charges, if any. We have no idea what is going on in the Iyoko. So the order was that, look, let's have the variation so that then that the death does not put tomorrow will be to seek them, freedom, to vet conditions of bail.
This means that whether or not you engaged his lawyer, it shouldn't prevent him from performing his legal duties as well.
Say it again.
This means that whether or not you engaged Chairman Wontumi's lawyer, it shouldn't prevent him from performing his legal duties as well.
It's a powerful falsehood. For anyone to suggest that Andy Appiah was not consulted. I picked my phone and called him personally. When Chairman Wontumu's wife came to engage me on the matter, I called Andy myself and asked him, where are we on the matter? Why is the bill not going to go through? I asked him a series of questions. And when I realized that the time was catching and he has still not filed any variation application, I said the wife is here with me. So then I'll proceed to file the variation. So in the event that your bail doesn't go through, we'll do the variation application in court for the court to intervene. And he said, okay. So how can he come and say that he was not engaged, that he was not aware?
Okay.
How can he say the public this is? It's a lie.
Do you smell any foul play? Do you smell any internal politics at all?
Well, I was briefed on Saturday that there were certain developments that were going on which was not known to me. I thought that it's about personal liberty. Somebody's liberty is being curtailed. Okay? Somebody wants to come out of custody. In any event, MFA, he has been in custody from Tuesday all the way up to Friday. What were they doing? What were they doing? What were they doing? And then on Friday, 2:45 p.m., the application was filed. 2:45 p.m. All the morning, what were they doing? Okay? And then in the evening of 8 p.m., you come and say that because the application was filed, that is why we couldn't get a bail through. How can this be possible?
From a legal point of view, barring anything today, do you think that he should be released from Iyoko custody?
I think that, look, it's long overdue. They should have put him before court once they realize that they are beyond the 48-hour rule. They should put him before court. And they can't keep him there. What they are doing is illegal. It's not lawful.
Let's get some legal education here. Let's get
Hence the variation application intending to review it downwards so it can meet the conditions.
Okay. Let's get some legal education. After the 48 hours, if the person is unable to meet the bail conditions, will it matter at all? It means that the investigative body that is trying to investigate him should still proceed to court, whether or not they granted the 48-hour bail.
Yes, once the 48-hour rule has lapsed, Yoko ought to have put him before court to get a court bail, one way or the other. They can't hold him in custody.
Okay.
And now they hold him in custody. That is why the first step was to file a habeas corpus application for him to be put before a court. But then, after my discussion with Andy Apekubi, I said that if you have prepared a variation application, you have not filed it, then I will prepare one and file it.
Okay.
How did I know that he has prepared variation application? How did I know if I didn't speak to him?
Okay.
How did I know that?
Again, if he's released from custody today, barring any other foreseen circumstances, and you engage him, as you have said, and you realize that whether the entire case or whether some part of it is a party matter, he has actually been able to meet the bail conditions. If you engage him, will you still leave it at that threshold, or you still want to vary this bail application conditions? Would you have the legal basis to do that subsequently?
Well, if he meets the bail condition, then the bail bond should be executed for him to come out.
Okay.
That is why I'm saying that on the Friday at 8 p.m., if indeed they met the condition for the bail, they will have come out. He will not be in custody. So just come and tell the public that, oh, we put him in the condition of the bail. That is all. But to say that a variation application seeking to bring the conditions down has halted the bail process, it is disingenuous. It's disingenuous. Ask the lawyers. They will tell you. You understand? So please, that is why I'm saying that now you are saying this is what they hold in the process. So it has been withdrawn.
Right. Thank you.
So let Wontumi come out right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you for talking to us today. Now, away from that, wearing of red armbands to send the first alert in a series of intended actions before total withdrawal of services on Friday, June 9 by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association is not strictly being adhered to in some health facilities visited in Accra. Hannah Odame is on grounds and joins us with more on what she observed. Hannah.
Nana?
Yes,
So we started off at the Adabraka Clinic, Adabraka Hospital. Can you hear me, MFA? So we started off at the Adabraka Hospital, and there, when we got there, we saw some of the nurses in the red armbands, and then we saw some of the nurses who had the yarn, the fabric, lots of them. They were cutting it into pieces so they could distribute it to their other colleagues. And then we moved to the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, where we saw lots of the nurses there in the red armbands. For there, some of the nurses who spoke to us off camera said that they fully support the decision by their executives and they will comply to the latter. We all know today is just an alert they are sending. It's just the red armbands. Then on Wednesday, if government does not heed to their request or respond to them in any way, they will withdraw OPD services. Then on Friday, still, if they haven't heard anything from government, they will completely withdraw all services. So today's on is just an alert. It doesn't mean they will not be working. They are still working anyway, wherever we went. Currently, as you can see, I am at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and I haven't seen a lot of the nurses in red armbands there. We have been to some of the units. We went to the pediatric units, we went to the emergency, we went to the main OPD, we've been to some of the little dental, we've been to some of the units. We haven't seen a lot of them here at the Rage Hospital. I think I've counted just about 2. We were here in the morning, we have come back here in the afternoon, and we don't have a lot of them in the red armbands. But what we have heard and we have been told is that they are complying silently, except we haven't seen them yet, even though we have seen some nurses. So that's the situation from the Adabraka, the Psychiatric, and the Rage Hospital, MFR.
We've seen some, we have not seen some. They are complying silently. But away from Accra, I'll take you to Kumasi. At the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, compliance is in full effect as nurses and midwives are visibly donning red bands in protest of the delayance. First Deputy Chairman of the association in the Ashanti region, Philemon Adu Brempong, believes the ministry is deliberately dispelling the association to undermine their fight for better conditions of service.
Suspect any internal sabotage?
Sure, we are seeing that. You know, the labor law permits freedom of association, and we are having about 5 splinter groups. And the ministry is relying on these people. We don't know what has transpired between them, but from where I'm sitting, I can see that some people might have taken some bribe or taken money. That's why they are sabotaging us, because what we are fighting for all nurses and midwives in this country. So if these unions are interested in the welfare of their members, why are not joining the strike? Because what we are fighting for is rural incentive allowance. Do they have their members in the rural areas? We are talking about 5% on-call facilitation. Are they having their members who will be on call? These are things that is very, very important. The uniform allowance, they are included in this. So why are they backtracking from the strike action? If they are not taking anything from them, are they in bed with the government? These are questions that we can pose, and they have to come out and answer. Why are they against the welfare of nurses and midwives in this country? It's something that I can't understand.
Now, let's discuss your strike. How effective do you think it can be if these unions are not part?
JRNMA, we have over 100,000 nurses and midwives across the country with all allies, including rotational nurses, including student nurses. So you can see my colleagues are behind me. He is a district executive from Upper West. They are here. We are all gingered up to ensure that this strike is a success.
Well, let's engage Clinton Yeboah, who will be joining us for more details. Clinton, tell me, is noon or beyond noon, what's it like in Kumasi?
Hello, Amefa.
Yes.
Currently at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, tensions are still up because the nurses are in all of them are in compliance with the directives that were given by the national executive. And what they say is that they are very much disappointed in the government for delaying, first of all, the terms that they are supposed to, agree to, and also for the numerous meetings that they have had with the government that there has been no resolution to them. They feel that the government is somehow infiltrating the association and dispelling their arms in order to have a smooth run over what they are demanding.
Well, Clinton, beyond the red bands, is it affecting anything at all at the hospitals? Are patients or customers walking in and out of the hospital without being served?
Well, at the oncology department of the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, nurses are working. Everybody is working. However, they working today is just a one step to the other. According to their own timeline, they are supposed to work today, just be in the armband. And then from there, from the 4th to 8th, then they would halt some of their services, including emergency services.
Right. Thank you, Clinton. Thank you so much for that. It looks like they're only throttled to the main thing. We'll bring you all the details from the Ashanti region, including as well here in Accra. You're watching JoyNews Today. Now, JoyNews checks have revealed that fuel prices are beginning to drop at some fuel stations across the country. The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies days ago gave projections that Ghanaians may have to pay less for fuel in the coming days, a situation they purely attribute to the city's sustained appreciation against the US dollar during the period. Now, JoyNews' Blessed Sugar has been interacting with some motorists who say they are upbeat about a single-digit rate for fuel prices, which will in turn ease the cost of living.
Fuel prices across the country are beginning to take a nosedive as predicted by experts a couple of days ago. According to the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, the drop in the fuel prices can be largely attributed to the cedi's stability against the United States dollar. Is the reason for which many fuel stations, including where we are now in the heart of Accra, are beginning to witness a drop in their prices. We've been speaking to some motorists to take their thoughts on how they feel about this reduction and what more they expect from government in terms of policies targeted at fuel prices.
It's coming down. I think last 2 weeks it went down, and this morning when I woke up I saw a new prices on the dashboard. So truly when I came and bought the fuel, it was down.
How much is it selling for this time?
Petrol is 11 cedi 57 pesos now at Star Oil. Oh, the government is doing their best, and I think Ghanaians should support their good works that they are doing.
Should I say at first the liter was, I think it was 15 plus, but now I think it's 11.57, and it's okay. Well, I will say if the system is there for them to reduce it, they should reduce it. Honestly, after my work, I use the Uber app to do one or two things. Before, when I buy 300 Ghana cedis, it doesn't sustain me a lot. But now, if I even buy 200, it's okay for me, yeah.
In the past, I'm using a very big car. In the past, it's very tough, very, very, very tough. You buy within some short time, it has been. And because the prices have gone high too, you could see there is a lot of carbons in the fuel. You spark the car, you feel the carbon scent. At least for now, it's coming down, so let's just hope for the better. We only pray it comes to a single digit, that's it.
Do you feel it's because of the dollar going down?
Of course, because we use dollar to buy fuel. So the more the dollar depreciates against the cedi, then see.
What more would you want government to do about the fuel price?
Like I said earlier, we pray it comes to a single digit. When it comes to a single digit, fuel is, we don't use fuel to do farming anyway. But when the price of fuel goes down, the transportation costs will come down.
And just as you may have it, motorists will definitely ask for more, but it is unclear how further the prices may drop. The single hope for every Ghanaian is that fuel prices will continue to drop further to also reduce further the cost of living and transportation across the country. Bless Ogan reporting for Joy News, Accra.
Now, a joint investigation by Joy News and Nigeria Health Watch has uncovered how some parents are bleaching their children, especially newly born babies, with toxic skin lightening creams. In 2018, the Food and Drugs Authority raised a public alert over the use of cosmetic pills by some parents, some pregnant women, to bleach the festus in their womb. Kwete Nate has been investigating this worrying trend in the latest Hotline documentary.
She lists the many banned creams that are used in the lightening of the skin of children. She says lightening the skin of their children is considered a status symbol.
Usually, me creams ni kefio ame use. Usually, I use Skin Light, Pawpaw, Viva White, Pure Skin, Gold Skin, Pure White Gold.
Head of Cosmetics at the Food and Drugs Authority, Emmanuel Nkrumah, says hypochlorite, popularly known as Parasol, is not designed to touch the skin. Using such a bleach could be extremely harmful to children.
Parasol, that's the name that's been given to it, but it's a brand. The actual name is bleach. That is hypochlorite bleach. Hypochlorite bleach is not made to touch the skin. Right? It's for floors, surfaces, to disinfect surfaces. And it's a very harmful chemical. It's even in that category, it's one of the high-risk categories in this class. And so when you use such a product on your skin, it's very dangerous. Even when you are using it to clean the floor, there are very serious precautions as to the protective clothing or hand gloves, etc. that you have to use, and the mode of use and application is also clearly indicated on the label. It's very important, and it has to be followed. So it's not a skin care product or preparation.
Some people people usually associate fair skin with beauty, purity, and affluence. Those studies on bleaching of the skin of children in Ghana are limited. The World Health Organization reveals that more than a third of the population tone their skin. Bleaching of the skin is present in many African countries, with Mali pegged at 25%, while 77% of the Nigerian population use skin enlightening products. Gynecologist and former Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, Titus Bayu, says some nursing mothers are engaged in bleaching their newborn babies. He provides an insight into why such mothers engage in the act.
I think I have had experience with mothers seeking to bleach the newborns. What I haven't encountered so much is people trying to bleach the baby whilst it's inside of the womb. That I haven't personally had an encounter with mothers like that, but I've had mothers who've had concerns about the color of or the complexion of their newborn babies. And some think there will be suspicion of infidelity. Others want some designer babies that have a particular color and therefore want to do anything to get a baby to get fairer.
This Hotline documentary is available on all of our social media platforms. You can go and watch and be educated. You're watching JoyNews Today. Please stay with me for business updates.
It's now time for business here on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and our first business story. Government failed to meet its Treasury bill target. That's according to the auction result by the Bank of Ghana. This is coming just a week after it recorded a 17% oversubscription. Meanwhile, interest rates continue to decline, reducing the government cost of borrowing on the domestic market. There is more in this report.
Demand for the short-term instruments remained subdued due to the low yield. According to the auction result, the government got 3.537 billion cedis from the sale of the bills. It accepted all the bids tendered by the investors. A chunk of the bids came from the 91-day bill, where 2.697 billion Ghana cedis, representing 76.2% of the total bids, were tendered. For the 182-day bill, 554.06 million Ghana cedis was received. The bids tendered for the 364-day bill were estimated at 286.17 million Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, interest rate plummeted again on the yield curve. The yield on the 91-day bill went down by 13 basis points to 14.92%. That of the 182-day bill was 15.48% compared with the previous weeks of 15.55%. The 364-day bill also dipped by 9 basis points to 15.91%.
Now, away from that, the executive head of investment banking at Stanbic Bank Ghana, Kobe Bensi Enchil, has underscored the urgent need for innovative financing solutions to unlock the full potential of West African mining sector. Speaking at the West African Mining and Power Expo in Accra, he noted that while the industry holds vast promise for economic transformation, both small and large-scale mining companies continue to face major funding challenges. Mining continues to be a cornerstone of economic development across West Africa, offering substantial opportunities for growth, industrialization, and job creation. However, unlocking this potential remains challenged by significant financial constraints. Speaking at the West Africa Mining and Power Expo, Executive Head of Investment Banking at Stanbic Bank Ghana, Kobe Bensi Enchil, highlighted the vast investment potential within the region's mining sector.
For the large-scale miners, they are talking about things like regulation, that would ensure that there is some stability, that there is rule of law, that contracts can be enforced, and that means that they can attract foreign investments, at the scale that they need it. For the smaller scale miners, it's getting some support in terms of geological data so that where they focus their activities basically benefit from some work that's already been done to prove that there's gold there, so they're not having to spend money which they don't have in exploration.
He emphasized the need for innovative financing models and stronger partnerships between financial institutions, investors and mining companies to address the funding gaps.
It's very difficult, say, for a large-scale mining company who's looking to raise $300 million, $500 million to get that from the local markets. And that's because if you look at our regulation, if you go to the bank market, they are constrained in terms of how much they can lend due to single obligor limits. Okay. If you go to the non-bank market, that's pension funds. We have pension funds with funds in excess of about 58 to 60 billion cedis, which are not being deployed in productive sectors of the economy historically. So what do we do to try to leverage that? That's been a problem that's pre-existed. It's existed for a very long time. And efforts continue to be made to unlock fund and pools of capital in those areas.
This year's WAMPEX was held under the theme Driving Sustainable Investment Opportunities in West Africa. For business here on Joy News Today, my name is Winston Taki. Up next is sports.
We bring you sports now on Joy News Today with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullahi, and the executive chairman of Nations FC, Dr. Kwame says he regrets investing in Ghana football following his club's decision to walk off the pitch in their Ghana Premier League match day 33 game against Basaka Holy Stars on Sunday. The club earlier in a statement had accused their opponents, Basaka Holy Stars, of denying their fans access into the game, their media man access, as well as physically assaulting the chief executive officer and executive chairman of the club. And the Kwame says that he regrets investing in Ghana football. These were some of the scenes that took place during that game, and this is what the club said in their statement. It says that Nations Football Club has taken a difficult decision of not to continue our match against Basaka Holy Stars due to a series of unacceptable incidents that undermined the integrity of the game and safety. The club went further to state that there was some poor officiating, where they said the level of officiating was extremely poor and fell below the expected standard. This compromised the fairness and credibility of the match, raising serious concerns about the integrity of the competition. It also noted some security concerns, where it says that our president, Mr. Divine Che Buedu, and chairman, Dr. Kwame Che, were physically assaulted by home supporters. This hostile and violent conduct created an unsafe environment for our players, technical team, and officials. They went on to state that the number of police personnel were inadequate because by the pre-match arrangements stipulated, the deployment of 70 police officers were what was required. And however, fewer than 20 officers were present on the day, leaving our team and supporters vulnerable and exposed. Also, disrespect to our supporters, where the club says that despite holding valid match tickets, our fans were unjustly denied entry into the stadium. This act of discrimination and disrespect is unacceptable and contrary to the spirit of fair play and sportsmanship. They say that our accredited club videographer, who had full authorization from the Ghana Football Association, was prevented from recording the match by the supporters and officials of the home team with the apparent support of the match commissioner. They condemned the incidents and called on the Ghana Football Association and all relevant stakeholders to investigate these incidents and take appropriate disciplinary and regulatory measures. The safety, dignity, and fairness owed to every club official and supporter must be upheld at all times. This is what the club said in their statement after abandoning their Ghana Premier League match day 33 game against Basaka Holy Stars. Per the regulations governing Ghana football, especially Regulation 33, which was put together by the Ghana Football Association in 2019. For your decision to walk away from the game, you are going to forfeit the match. You're also going to be deducted 3 points, and you will find 5,000 Ghana cedis. However, as we speak, the Ghana Football Association is yet to comment on this matter. Head on to myjoyonline.com and read some more sports stories. We appreciate your time.
Hello there, good afternoon. You're welcome to the Showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline and Suma Yobua. To our first story for today, last Sunday's episode of Joy Prime's Kids Culinary Show, Big Chef Jr. for the first time this season experienced a hero to zero moments. The 12 wannabe kiddie chefs were tasked to prepare any meal of their choice with fish as their main ingredient. Unfortunately, star chefs of the previous week's Indomie Challenge, Marvin and Clifford, said their final farewell after public votes and judges' score couldn't keep them in the competition any longer. Joy Prime's Lois Shola Adeyemi has more in the following report.
Episode 4 of Big Chef Jr. Season 4 was one that sent shivers down the spines of the 12 contestants from start to finish. The unpleasant news of this being an eviction episode shook the kiddie chefs, but with just 45 minutes to whip up any meal of their choice with fish as their main ingredient, they all got to work.
All right, so you have 45 minutes to cook from start to finish. You have 5 minutes to pick up your groceries, and then 40 minutes to do your cooking and then present your food, all right? Yes, so your time starts now.
Now.
Occasionally, the judges, Chef Kofi Ajekum and Chef Rita Oko, as well as the host Michelle Ajekum, went around reminding the kiddie chefs what failure to cook with their A games will earn them.
So have you taken out the bones? Yes. Okay. You're sure that's going to do the magic for you? Remember, someone's going to go home. Let it not be you.
What else are you doing?
I'm doing the oats banku.
Okay, so why is the oats banku not on fire?
Is that?
Why is the oats banku not on fire?
I'm now coming. I want this one to be ready so that if this one is not ready, I can set this one.
Be fast.
Okay.
Go in the kitchen, let's go. Right.
All too soon, activities in the kitchen came to an end, with judges prompting contestants to place their meals for tasting.
Well, next week, the remaining 10 contestants will undertake another task. Who will face possible eviction and who will emerge Star Chef of the Day. So you can vote for your favorite contestant using the short code *711*60# to keep them in the competition. All away from that story to other stories. Well, Endurance Grand, one of Ghana's biggest dance stars, dance artists, and one of the most followed Ghanaian TikTokers, believes that beyond social media recognition, it's time dancers are properly acknowledged. Her call comes in response to the consistent neglect of dancers who create viral moves for hit songs, especially by the TGMAs. She shared these thoughts with my colleague Derek Elom Ashlevi on Talk Not a Cook Rice podcast.
I've gotten to that time where a dancer that has created a routine, a dancer that has created a choreography for a music video, a dancer that has created a performance for a tour for an artist should be acknowledged, not just credit on social media, but they should be acknowledged so that the legacy stays and lives there. Wow. We've gotten to that point. Now, it's not all about social media for dancers right now, most dancers. It's about being acknowledged the right way. Because now dance is now like a source of income. Yeah. Dance has put food on my table. Dance has put food on my colleague's table. So if we're doing this for the love, at least other people should see it and also want to become it. The point is to build an army, you know, just like how bankers are there and you want to be a banker, you want to be a medical doctor. We want dance to not just be a temporary thing. We want it to stay. So it's time. It is time. Elon, if you want to sign a petition, let's sign it. It's time. a dancer does not have a royalty. Like, you see, when your dance is being done,
replicated somewhere else,
we don't get profit from it. That's okay. But being acknowledged and being put in categories, we're asking for that.
Well, to international showbiz, Drake is reigning supreme. The sixth sensation has etched his name in music history, becoming the artist with the most rare diamond certified records. You have more in the following report.
God's plan. God's plan.
Drake's latest achievement is more than just a flex. It's a testament to the profound impact his music has on fans worldwide. Hits like Hold On, We're Going Home, and Best I Ever Had have become nostalgic soundtracks for many, and their recent diamond certifications from RIAA mark a major milestone.
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me.
With over 10 million units sold each, these tracks have cemented Drake's status as a record breaker, boasting an unprecedented 10 diamond certified songs. This feat surpasses music legends like Garth Brooks and Post Malone, who each have 9 diamond certifications. For fans who've grown up with Drake's music, this moment feels like celebrating a dear friend's triumph. From emotional ballads to infectious party anthems, Drake's songs have woven themselves into the fabric of countless lives. Now, the diamonds are proof of his enduring legacy. Jacqueline and Samaya Boy's report read to you.
Because baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted. We could do it real big, bigger than you ever done it. You be up on everything, other whole thing never own it. I want this forever, I swear I could spend whatever on it. Cause she hold me down every time.
On that note, is a wrap for the showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline and Suma Yaboa. Over to you, Emifa Akosiadeti.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Jackie, quickly, what is Diamond Records? What's that?
So it's RIA stands for the Recording Industry Association of America, like the biggest one of that sort. So, I mean, we're waiting for Kendrick to also get his most wins. So that, they'll be at the same level.
Thank you. Well, you're still watching Joy News Today. Before we wrap, I'll take you live to Iyoko headquarters for updates. Michael, any update? We'll try and reconnect with my colleague Michael shortly. But earlier, we took you live to the Iyoko headquarters.
We've just been seeing some movement outside here. Former Deputy Lands Minister, not Lands Minister, Labour Minister Reku Gobe has just entered the premises of Iyoko in the company of Brian Champon, the gentleman we are told by lawyer Andy Apiakubi that he guaranteed the sureties and the conditions for the release of Chairman Wontumi, his bail conditions. He's also been giving us details of what exactly he had to give to meet this bail condition. He tells us that a few houses, and his word, a few houses. Specifically, I asked him whether the Rock City Hotel was part, and he says, I know Rock City Hotel was not part of the properties he had to give to guarantee the bail for Chairman Wontumi. So currently, in a few moments, we are hopefully going to see Chairman Wontumi walk through those black gates for the very first time since last Tuesday as a free man.
Cool. And you viewers would want to stay with us here on Joy News. I will bring you every detail. You will not miss out on that at the Iyoko headquarters as we all await the release of Chairman Wontumi from Iyoko headquarters, barring any other thing as well. But before that, you please wait for Marketplace and do as well log on to myjoyonline.com. As you can see, our top story, Wontumi withdraws High Court application to review his bail conditions, and we're speaking to his lawyer. And please do well to watch our Bleached Babies documentary as pregnant women taking toxins to actually bleach the fetus of the baby in the womb. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please stay for Marketplace. Jackie, finally, let's take a walk.